What I want to talk about is kind of getting a brief update on where y'all are in business and, to set the tone for the rest of the year, to get some realistic expectations kind of talked out that everything flows. Whoever wants to go first, please feel free.
I don't know if Bernadette's busy. She's got her camera off and her microphone, so I'll go ahead and start a little bit. Where am I at in my business? So I created my Audit Your Policy Instagram page, got some feedback on that. I still need to do my survey. I struggle with that because I feel like it needs more than the minimum amount of questions. And so I need to make sure that I've got the funds to ask more questions. And I don't think that I can get the information that I need out of the minimum questions on that survey. That's probably the biggest thing that I need to work on right now is getting that survey done. But I also need to start, I still want to work on the lives, which I haven't done. Like I said, I took some time off. I've had my granddaughter for a few weeks and whatnot. So I want to start doing at least one live weekly, answering questions about insurance policies, how you can use insurance policies in different ways to tackle different problems.
So, boom, you set the IG page. Awesome. You address this
Mhm.
idea of the survey needing more. My suggestion would be to lean in. If all you can put up there is 5 questions, because it's a matter of, paying a couple dollars, hey, man, then you just got 5 questions. And they got what? What are those 5 qualifying questions that you must ask that even qualify them to waste your time or be worth your time, right? So
Mhm.
let's
Okay.
now, again, as I said earlier, it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to
Mhm.
be. Like, I had a
Yeah.
delayed flight, severely delayed flight. And I also had a follow-up call that was scheduled literally in the air of this supposed flight. But I had planned it in my head perfectly to do the call at the airport when I landed, and it didn't happen. Guess what? It is what it is. As bad as I wanted to make it happen, hey. And then, right, by taking life as it is, leaning in, it sent me on this productive spiral of better back end systems and software to kind of catch myself. And I was like, nah, bro, when you go on a trip, you gotta block out time. Got to.
Yeah.
So back to this 5 thing. Oh, 5 questions. 5 qualifying questions. And then it is what it is. Now, what that also says is once people come here to the 5 Q questions and answer survey that you have audit policy, right? Then we now want to say, okay, more friction, book a call. And then we'll say offer, and then we'll say success. So this is a makeshift success funnel. Have the audit policy right there because it looks cool. That's fire. All right.
I've also talked to Ebony and Dej about possibly being on their platforms and doing course like how they have all the and within the gym community, how people go in there and
Right.
teach people how to use it to be able to do that in the platforms too. So I'm super excited about that.
Awesome sauce. So 5 questions. These little 5 questions that I feel like ain't enough. Hey, let's run with it. Arch policy after that,
Mhm.
man, just book a call. Those things that if booking a call is a better back end flow system adjustment, then let's not make it about quizzing them on the fly on a Tuesday night
Mhm.
at 3 in the morning when they want to fix their policy
Right.
or figure out what they done signed up 2 years ago because of their wife, and the wife ain't paying them, they paying for it. And it's like 680, and they like, bro, it's just two of us, right? So boom. All of those things can be handled once they book a call because again, this is another qualifier. So, like, even with this, and this is some sauce that I borrowed from my confidence score, where I do have 25 questions. The same is true. Some people feel the survey. I had a guy fill the survey out today. The phone number he gave me was the phone number to a law firm. I'm like, hey, is this so and so? I was like, bro, this is a law firm, dog. You gotta, can you help us? So he did the survey with a bogus email and phone number. No good. Can't get the book a call. So because of this
Right.
binary system, it's either or. If
Mm.
one check out,
Those are everywhere.
exactly. And the biggest thing is like, man, now that I recognize it's everywhere, I'm less tense about the outcomes. There are people that like, hey man, nah, I'm gonna do the survey and I'm gonna book a call. Hey, that means the offer is right for you. Perfect.
Mhm. Yeah.
And this is some sauce you can use as well. Because realistically, what I'm also saying is, never mind how we feel, if this software, if this technology is for other people, it needs to be in the hands of other people to really get live feedback. Before you're too critical of yourself, let's get this thing in the marketplace, right? And get a better gauge on our obsession. If we're obsessed to make it perfect, it can only be perfect by way of testing it in the market. It's the only way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
I thought having dreadlocks was cool in the marketplace to me, but when I'm in the marketplace, styling the profile, it's like, nah, bro, that ain't it. That orange haircut every time, that's it. That's what you can do there. Lives, IG. Let's commit 9 days a month. 9 days.
Okay.
Super innocent, super doable, right? Mark it on your calendar. I can commit. Easy. 9 days, 30 days. Perfect. Cool. Now, here's the fun part. When you're doing these lives, the challenge is, let's find a way to be on YouTube Live, to be on TikTok Live, be on Instagram Live. Let's figure out, newsletter wise, what we can be consistent with. Now, when I say this, if this is a group text or a quote reminder or a fun fact about insurance, whatever that thing is, if it's posting on your story every day, right? Newsletters have a new face in 2026. Whatever that daily thing is, do that and then post on your YouTube channel. Now, if your YouTube channel is out of your policy, hey, you bad girl, right? Because now we're seeking identity, which is dope, but we also want to be real about our expectations. So with this concept of 9, two things are going to be, one of the two things is going to happen. I'm either going to see success every 9 days or every 90 days. Now, the every 90 days thing is to say, as humans, pretty much quarter by quarter, we either up or down, down or up or down. So if you're being consistent with new, you'll know in a quarter what worked and what didn't work. Perfectly safe, totally normal. If you're super aggressive like me, you're gonna see a difference in life every 9 days. To say, going live on all these platforms, leaning in, being honest with my expectations, with the survey people versus those that do the survey and book a call on their own, right? Finding ways to bring people here before I'm critical of what I'm doing. I'll be able to see that every 9 days what's working. But then it'll be without a doubt real every 90 days when I audit my own audit. So that's kind of how I see it. I want to congratulate you because, again, this is a work and it's just how life is. When you're about the work, the money come. If you're about the money, you just think about doing the work and you don't do that. Right? So again, you're already in it and you already of the life. It's just about being intentional and having the right perspective. The next thing we're gonna talk about, well, not next thing, but the follow-up to this in weeks to come, maybe the next week is gonna be quantifying. We talk about it now, matter of fact, it's on my mind. Quantifying what these numbers really saying. And that is survey call. We want 90 people to fill out the survey, knowing that 9 are gonna book the call. That's a crazy way to live. But I'm willing to settle on this as a reality to process, again, doing the work. So now you got to be about getting 90 folk to fill the survey out. Just expect 9 to lock in, right? And then I don't know what it's like as a life insurance agent in terms of money, but let's just say there's a payout of 9K somewhere in there, either for the year or a period of time, whatever the case. Once you figure out the cost of the leads rather, right, at a 90x, that can justify the 9 calls. Because now we're saying, you know what I'm saying, what am I willing to pay to get 90 leads in to make 9K or 1,000 per lead once they get past the survey? And then now it's not about emotion, it's just about numbers. It's like, okay, nah, I can't even get mad if I don't see no success. If I've only done 50 leads,
Right.
I can't even expect nothing. it's literally a scenario where it's like, okay, I need 90 people to get in there, and then I hit 9. We feel it's like if I just keep doing my thing, hit 50 calls, I have some of that 9. It's like, bruh, that's not life. On the other side of the hard work, there's the 9. And what I love about this also is it's repeatable. So another component of my success I had to analyze was, why is it I get a good thing going and then it fall apart? And that's because I'm so happy about the outcome. I'm thinking it's like, I'm just thinking I'm doing this one thing right. I ain't got to change nothing. And then if I can lock this in long enough, make enough money, I don't even matter if I can do it again. But I had to change from that and say, man, nah, if you have a pattern or a repeatable pattern based on consistent habits you've maintained, that's a formula, whether it's a formula for success or a formula for failure. And so knowing the numbers makes it easy to repeat, but knowing the numbers also makes the lifestyle more reliable. Now, of course, this is not a hard truth. It's gonna say, man, nah, every 90 calls, you're gonna get 9 people to lock in, but it's a way of
Right.
life that produces more fruit. So
In a way that I enjoy doing it, and that it doesn't get that they is easy to flow into and not doesn't feel like work so much. I like the creative part of it, and I like being able to look at it from this perspective, just because it's not I'm just handing somebody else money to give me leads. That just doesn't work for me. I haven't been successful doing it that way. But when I talk to people myself, or when I point people in different directions for resources and things of that nature, it's more, I don't know, it's more satisfying, probably is the best word for that.
It's more trusting because the leads that
Mhm.
you're getting are from people that trust you. They're not
Yeah,
coming from a third party. They're
yeah,
coming from
that's probably
somebody
true
that
too.
you helped. So therefore you
Yeah,
help that person. So now they trust you. So they're going to say, hey, my friend Joe, here's his number, call him. My friend Susie, here's her number, call her. Especially when you ask
yeah,
for the referrals and you've helped them and they're satisfied that quick.
that makes sense. Thank you.
You're
cool.
welcome.
Who's next?
What do you want to know?
Where are you in business, and where do you want to
Oh,
go in Q1 of the new year?
oh, boyfriend, where am I in business? I am like all over the place. I am like nowhere at the same time. There's just like craziness going on in my life. Craziness that I never expected to go on.
Okay. Does that leave any time to yourself?
I am finally trying to make time for myself. I have not really made time for myself since the last week of November. It's been that crazy.
Is that true every year?
No. In November, they told me that I had to have emergency surgery. I declined it, told him I was going home, called my husband. He came, picked me up, went to go see my doctor. They ran tests. And yeah, I have some problems that need to be taken care of, but it was nowhere close to what the hospitals out here were saying. I didn't trust the hospitals out here to start with because of the stuff that I went through with my dad. So it was really hard for me to trust what they were saying. And I declined medical attention and I went home. And I have issues that I'm going to have to take care of, but it wasn't something that they were making out that if I didn't get it done, I was going to die. No, I'm not at that stage, nowhere even close to it. So my doctors established that. The surgeon established that. The surgeon told me, he says, you could go another 15 years in your state. So you decide when you want to do the surgery and have these issues taken care of. I was like, okay, we got that cleared up. And then now my husband's having issues. So we're waiting for the surgeon to tell us what's going on with him. Just chaos after chaos after chaos. What I did to this universe to bring this to me, I have no idea, but I must have done something for all this chaos that's going on. But I'm finally seeing some relief, just a little bit, but I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that because I know that from here, I can go there. So, but in all this chaos, I did get vibe coding specialist certified,
Okay.
and I did make an app for my healthy eating community. And I am working on making some other apps to put into the community. And I can teach how, with the certification that I got, I am able to teach how to make these apps. Which one of my husband's cousins asked me if I could make an app for his electrical business. I told him, send me the information that you want the app to do, and I'll work on it.
So with the app, start with the app creation course or class. Let that go for 900. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So awesome sauce. I'm happy that you were able to get these things done. What I did want to identify though was this. December and now we're in January is pretty much Q1 of 2026. The first thing that I would prioritize is self. If you're not in a space where you're spending time with self, there are 4 areas of life that I would focus on, me personally, because when it comes to people around us that fall ill, need cellular repair, aka rest or surgery, whatever it calls for, these 4 things can help limit some of those emergencies. And that is, are we walking enough? Some suggest 10,000 steps. Now, me, I like to cheat. I go to YouTube, plug in the playlist, and I dance in place. I don't feel like walking, but I'm going to dance though. And I'm going to dance for about 3 hours and get in my 10,000 steps. That's my little hack. But I'm better as a human walking 10,000 steps. Next thing is sleep. Now, what does this have to do with money? It keeps us alive to spend the money. You know what I'm saying? So sleep. Everyone's different. But what I can share is sleep is done, I believe, on a every, I think, 45-minute cycle type swag. Where, ideally, or even outside of that, if you know if you know you need 6 hours of sleep, make sure you hit it. If you can't hit it in one swoop, then break it down, but still hit that goal. So are we sleeping when we need to be? And then if we are, is it REM sleep? So what I was struggling with was understanding I was getting the longest sleep. Let's say, well, it's relative because it's like 6.8 hours for me. It is the average amount of sleep I get. And what I noticed was I
Is
was
that solid or is that intermittent?
sleep. In the beginning, not in the beginning. Last year, I would go to bed at like midnight and be up at like, oh, that's way less than 6 hours, bro. Okay, well, never mind. 12 to 5 is not 6, 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. Okay, well, never mind. Bad math. 5 hours. So for the 5 hours I was getting every night, this Sunday, 20% of that is deep sleep.
What do you mean by deep sleep?
So it's called REM sleep. What they found out is once we hit REM sleep, that is really our core quality of sleep. So REM is rapid eye movement. So REM sleep says when I close my eyes, because I'm not sleep, I'm trying to initiate sleeping. It's just dark.
Yeah.
When I hit REM sleep, though, there's rapid eye movement. So I'm entering another state of uh consciousness, as you would call it. But they found out that's the better part of our sleep. So in my example, if I'm looking at my 4 areas, right, my 4 components, there's a quality of life that's being affected because I want to increase the REM sleep with the hours that I'm having, understanding as good as I feel about this, it's not meeting the need. And, accountability with oneself can be a very tough pill to swallow, but it's also revealing where the growth is. And so what I'm saying is, if there's sickness a lot, if there's health concerns a lot, let's peel that back and say, man, am I getting enough sleep like I need to be? And if I am, hey, perfect. If I'm not tracking it, right, then I need to be tracking it more to see where I'm dropping the ball again every 90 days. It comes to food. Whoa. About 10 years ago, I changed my diet. And life has been better since I've done that. And I'm not telling any of y'all to change our diet, but what I am saying though is a super huge adjustment that I found to be dope is going from processed foods to one ingredient foods. And the last component is laughter. Laughter to me is the key to life. And I make sure I laugh at least a good hour every day. If I gotta break it up in increments, cool, but at least an hour. And if you can't write down how long you laughed every day, which is a wild thing to think about, you're not laughing enough.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what's wild. There have been times where I've laughed so much my stomach hurt, and I would think to myself, I should laugh that loud. But after my research and studies, it's like, nah, bro, this is healthy. Truly.